We are here at the Daytona International Speedway at night for the Grainger Truck Series first session of the new second season. It is time for preseason testing for the 28 trucks I believe we have here. Under the lights and rolling off to get things kicked off is the number 2 truck of Stephen Colon. He ran part-time schedule last year. He'll be back again for more races this year with Daytona Motorsports, now under the Ford banner. What should we make of this?
I just want to say, first of all, it's great to see such a packed, sold-out Daytona International Speedway for the Grainger Truck Series testing session. It's brilliant to see. Well, and actually, that stand is completely empty, as I've said that. But, Stephen Colon out in the 2 truck. As you can see, DM switching to Ford. I am personally still not used to it. It's going to take a lot of getting used to.
It is quite odd to see DM be a Ford team this year. I feel like you just associate them so much with Chevrolet.
Yeah, I mean, it was them and Giotto kind of the Chevrolet flagship teams, and maybe this year, maybe JZ are going to take up that pedestal. But other trucks coming out now, that's the 11 of Evan Marici, the next one. The 11 for SSR this year, and then it's Yekaterina Solomonova returning to at the 77.
Marici, I think, is going to be definitely an interesting driver to watch. Won Irwindale last season with Whiteout Motorsports, who really weren't a team tapped to do much of anything. Had a few other good runs, and now he'll be in a, quote-unquote race-winning truck. Nick Breeding did take it to victory at Road America, but also finished below the top 30 in owners' points in the same truck. So we'll see what Marici can do behind the wheel of the 11.
So we'll see what kind of laps we see here as well. As a little bit of a group coming out here. You see this, the first truck of an actual lap is Stephen Colon, but I don't believe he has any draft help.
No, Colon.
Not right now,
no, he does now.
He's found Brendan Smith in the 85. Smith started the season in the 1 for Soaring Seagulls Racing, left mid-season, was replaced by Wyatt Wilkinson. He is back to pilot the 85 that won with Orson Billion on fuel strategy at Homestead. So we'll see what he can do. As out front of them is Freya Eridottir, the Icelandic driver, returning to 555 Engineering Grandly 58 in replacement of Chase Christ last season, and is now in the 55. Here's Don Falconer, the 86, new colors for him, getting around the 00 for Soaring Seagulls Racing, being piloted by Luke Evans.
Yeah, nice little pack forming here. Whoa.
Oh my goodness, Brandon.
Interesting start to proceedings.
That was
Colon, Scott.
Late commitment by the 85 to the inside there.
Who else we've got here? Here's Mika Pega returning to FSR, not in the 39 this year. That's renumbered to the 42. The Seth Morgan's 42 from last year becomes the 4 truck in this pack as well. That's Angel Gutierrez in the 87 rotational RGR truck. Aidan Smith in the new part-time Morris Motorsports entry. They're joined by the aforementioned Evan Marici and Solomonova.
As now we're starting to see packs forming up. This is the pack we checked in on earlier. Now they've caught the 3. That is DT Jones making his USARC debut. Jones is running the truck that won the championship last season with Roberto Crown Jr. And he is a true rookie to USARC, no experience under his belt. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in a truck that proved to be able to do so much last season.
Yeah, I think DT's in a good position. Obviously, he's in one of the best trucks in the series this year. But it also adds the pressure, obviously, because, well, there's pressure before him. That truck won the championship 8 years ago.
As we're flicking through to see what other packs are forming up here. This one includes both 5715 racing trucks, those being the 25 of Katyusha Tarasova and the 15 of Tegan Fox, Mina Truex, and the 09, that being Cameron Brennan, currently do battle for the front of this pack. Also, here is Graham Radwell in the 19, J.R. Bedard in the 76, and Chris Martins in the 41. should mention that Nevaki Racing has formed a satellite partnership with 555 Engineering, so the 576 and 81 are all now Nevaki Racing trucks, no longer a part of the 555, I guess, main team, but still affiliated as a satellite.
Yeah, here's another group up here. That's Wilkinson in the 1, Seth Morgan in the 4, and the 45 was still Chevy decals. I believe that is
Anthony Greenman.
Freeman.
Interesting
in the
that
truck
the
for
FSR
testing.
just seemingly pulled out this Chevrolet truck.
Don't know where they
I
found
don't know.
it from.
Yeah,
no.
I don't know either.
That's a great question, especially for a Toyota team. But he seems to be enjoying it out there in the 45, so fair play to them.
No, I think it might be a joke because he's running Ford, Toyota, and Dodge this year. Maybe they wanted him to run that fourth this year.
I wonder if this counts towards some sort of record statistic, because there's a big pack back here that we've already touched on. That's Peter Onjak in the 14-4, but yes, that's going to rotate this season. Benedict Murdo in the 1-1-1 truck for Soaring Seagulls Racing. That's a one-off testing entry.
Great to see we've expanded into the triple digits in USARC. Would love to see a real race truck with that number. But on the Greenman note, I wonder if it's a callback to the 17 that Seth Morgan ran for a bit in season 1, which I believe was a Chevy with Dodge decals.
It does look the same, doesn't it?
It does look quite similar.
Yellow numbers, white was Morgan spitting.
But that's a good little fun Full Sun Racing are having here in Grainger Truck Series testing.
We do have fun in the Grainger Truck Series, that's for sure. As that is the 12. That's Nathan Meyer this season, replacing Brandon Morris, who came second in the championship. Morris moving up to the APS. Meyer making his USARC debut as he nearly intercepts the emerging Evan Marici. Oh my god.
That was closer than it needed to be, as Greenman is going to get held up. So it looks like at least one of the large packs, the one with the likes of Smith and Bedard, have come down pit road. We have this train here, led by Graham Radvold. It looks like the 19 is checking up. I think he's going to be coming down. No, Tarasova is. As will Fox and one of the gray trucks, Brennan.
That's the 09. Yeah.
Currently at the top of the board, it is Brandon Smith in the 85 for Renegade Gutierrez Racing, who I believe is currently down pit road. Farah Aerodaughter sits in second, and then it is Cologne, Jones, Marici, your top 5.
And it's the only on-track time that these truck drivers will get before any sort of running at Daytona. Before the only time they'll get in a draft, really, before the duels? Before
the duels, yeah. As Henley thought about a move to the inside. This is Henley's first start at Daytona. Did run in the Truck Series last season, but was filling in for the departed Stan Andrews at Toyota Gazoo Racing in the 70. And that was midway through the season, so he did not run Daytona. So this will be his first run, running full-time this year in the 01 for Soaring Seagulls Racing. Ooh, and that's a bit close with Radval and Evans.
Sort of sifting through right now, trying to see if there's any packs forming. That's where these trucks, especially under the lights, they race and run in a pack together in a very interesting way. Here's Tegan Fox and Stephen Cologne going side by side through the tri-oval.
Still have not seen any packs really forming up. Here is Will Parrish, set to run full-time with Nevaki Racing in the flagship number, or I guess not flagship, 81's the flagship, but the number 5. One of 3 trucks, as mentioned, NKR running this season. Had a pretty good season with Score Motorsports, all things considered. Last year, scored a few eye-catching performances, and that earned him this seat with NKR.
It's a very eye-catching truck as well with PPG sponsorship this year. It's the only one that's easy to find in the crowd. It's bright blue with rainbows on the side.
As he is in a sea of red trucks at the moment, with Falconer, Wilkinson, and Cameron Lopez in the 10. As they're gonna not intercept Angel Gutierrez, but it looked like they might have been catching a pack of 4 trucks ahead of them. Or maybe more trucks? There is a pack out in front of these trucks that I believe that they are catching. Yeah, this one, 4 trucks.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Tegan Fox, Seth Morgan, Stephen Colon, and Brandon Smith. 2 fast trucks in the draft, with Smith and Colon being up in the top 5 of our timing board still. And it looks like that these guys have, or for a moment they single filed out behind Parrish, but now here come the 2 SSR trucks of Lopez and Wilkinson, briefly 3 wide.
Look at the run here that the 86 has got.
Yeah, big run coming for Don Falconer.
I thought I heard tires squealing, but I might just be hearing things. I believe
yeah.
I'm just hearing things.
No one looks to be in distress. As now Wilkinson and Falconer nose to tail. Fleur-de-Lis Motorsports was an interesting team to follow last season. Definitely not one of the bigger programs, but had a very respectable season for both Kitson and Falconer. Both of them are back in their respective trucks this season, though Falconer carrying new sponsorship from Tim Hortons, who I guess have kind of bounced around so far in USARC. Ran with Silver Wolf Racing, and then was supposed to run the 4 truck for American Fifth Motorsports, but that program never materialized. So now they're here with Fleur-de-Lis and leading this small pack here.
I see Morgan diving down the road here, but so far here, fairly calm test. And it's a bit surprising, possibly?
I don't think it's too surprising. I feel like that, I mean, most team owners and crew chiefs will probably be telling these guys, look, most of these drivers are taking their first laps in USARC equipment. You know, just keep calm, learn a bit of the draft. I mean, run yourself if you want. But most importantly, don't do anything stupid right now. Save that for like 3 to go in the 250 later on.
Yeah, I mean, you just have the feeling, though, that some people will... Oh, boy. I got a bit tight there with 15 to 70. Yeah, Fox and...
Suleimanova in the 77.
That was... Fox and Suleimanova there. You see, this group kind of formed up. It's only 4 trucks, but there's another one that'll probably join them soon. That is... Couldn't tell who, but...
Looks like that the 4 truck group that was catching them have kind of broken up. I think a few trucks have pitted. So I think that this 4 truck group of Fox, Suleimanova, Smith, and I believe that's the 00 of Evans is going to be our biggest on track right now.
Well, I think they're about to get a couple more. I mean, I saw the 19 of Graham Radfall up there, as well as...
Nathan Meyer, yeah.
That's Nathan Meyer, yeah.
Watch the run they're going to have up on him. Look at how much lose in the trucks by just being out of the draft.
Oh, that is a huge run.
Oh, and which way are you going to go on Meyer? Suleimanova's going to go high. Meyer's there.
Meyer kind of in the middle.
And Brandon Smith, yeah, he's still running the middle. And ooh. So now we have a 5 truck draft. Or not for long.
Not anymore.
But So now we're catching Martins, Radval, and Onjack. As now we're down to 3 trucks here between Meyer, Smith, and Suleimanova. 4 minutes to go here in testing, and we have not really seen any movement in the timing tables. It was Smith and Cologne that were part of that very large pack that formed up and then quickly dispersed. I just see Murdo in the 111 is going to merge up just ahead of this pack of 3.
You see the run that they have on him. Probably catch the 81 as well before the test ends.
So the 81 is Mina Truex for the season. Put in some really strong qualifying performances for the American Floof/Radval engineering team. Could never really convert it to a race win or a good run in the races, but Truex will be hoping with the flagship 81 that Zachary DeLillo very easily could have taken to the title last season, that she can finally break through and get that first GTS victory.
Yeah, as here they come up on there's another truck coming up the road. That's Freya Aerodata in the 50. Whoa!
Oh, and that's close.
Way too close to comfort. I'm surprised no one got hooked.
I was expecting Radval was about to get hooked by Martins with how they were running that, and
Whoa, those are teammates.
yeah, Martins almost up into his team boss Peter Onjack. But despite the near death, we are now with a pack of 5, and there's Mika Papega right there, and behind. Oh, nope. Never mind. Martins is down here. Yeah. But it definitely does look like that they will catch Papega.
Yeah, they might get one more here too with the that was I believe the 85 coming off the road.
That's Aiden Smith, part of this group that's trying to form up. There's got Tarasova, Kitson, and I believe that was Stephen Cologne, as well as, Brandon Smith was coming off of pit road. Murdo and Onjack and Papega? Nope. Just Murdo and Onjack are going to duck down pit road, and that was a close moment.
Yeah, nearly.
Between Smith and Papega.
As here's another pack. It's a 5-truck pack led currently by Ian Smith.
Just under a minute and a half to go in this session. Had a few close calls so far, but nothing has actually... Fortunately, no trucks have been torn up yet. I think we'd all like to save that until at least the duels.
Mm-hmm. This might be a 7-truck pack here soon, though. In fact, there's 2 of them side by side up there.
Those being Marici and Gutierrez. We'll see if trucks pit, though. It definitely seems like that most of the field have been running shorter run plans here toward the end, and it looks like that Aiden Smith is likely coming down pit road, as will Virago Kitson. So it now becomes a 3-truck pack.
Hardly anyone out on track at the minute. Here's these guys.
Oh, and we're going to take 3 wide? No, Radval couldn't quite build up the run on Truex. But in the dying moments of this session, I don't think anyone is going to be challenging the 46.016 set by Brandon Smith. So Renegade Gutierrez Racing are going to start knowing that they've got a truck that's good at drafting. Freya Aerodata likely going to be second, and then the 2 DM trucks of Cologne and Jones. Then Marici, Evans, Falconer, Truex, or not Truex, Radval, Bedard, and Papega, the top 10.
But,
Speaking of
yeah.
Papega, considering a 3 wide
Not quite gonna get there.
move, will not get there. In fact, Radwall didn't even really get to Brandon Smith. As I think Truex is going to duck down pit road, as will Radwall, as will Papega.
Yeah, that's probably the end of their session here. See a couple trucks in a line here. That's Gutierrez, Morgan,
Tarasova and Marici.
Tarasova, and yeah, Oba Marici and Gutierrez look like they're pitting here now.
Have just 20 seconds left before we see the checkered flag. Greenman kind of chasing Brennan up the track. Chris Martin's now in the middle of this. And no one has pitted, so this pack is going to be interesting to watch here right at the end of the session.
Or maybe not.
Or not.
Or maybe not.
I need the driver, the crew chief, and the hauler.
All right, well, that is all for Grainger Truck Series testing here at the Daytona International Speedway. Thank you for tuning in for our only preseason session here before we get to the real racing for Season 2 of GTS. So until then, thank you for watching, and we will see you for the duels.